From the moment Shedeur Sanders slipped into the 5th round of the NFL draft, most people figured he'd sit quietly at the end of the Browns' depth chart, maybe learn behind Joe Flacco, maybe get mop-up duty in the preseason. But what just happened at Browns minicamp sent shockwaves through the locker room and left fans and analysts stunned. Here's what nobody saw coming. Shedeur Sanders didn't just get noticed, he completely took over. And I'm talking about leapfrogging established players, earning respect from all-pro veterans, and having coaches question everything they thought they knew about their quarterback room. You won't believe what happened when they put him with the first team. The reaction from Myles Garrett alone will blow your mind. But before I show you that incredible moment, let me set the stage for what might be the biggest draft steal in recent NFL history. Stick around because what I'm about to reveal about Shedeur's rise will change how you view rookie quarterbacks forever. Here's where things get absolutely insane. The Cleveland Browns have a full house at quarterback. Between a former Super Bowl MVP in Joe Flacco, a high-profile dual-threat rookie in Dylan Gabriel, and a veteran in Deshaun Watson who still hovers like a cloud over the roster, the QB room wasn't exactly begging for a 5th-rounder to make noise. But Shedeur didn't ask for an invitation. He earned his way into the spotlight in the most dramatic fashion possible. Picture this scene. It's a typical Tuesday morning at Browns minicamp. The sun is beating down on the practice field, coaches have their clipboards ready, and everyone expects the usual rotation. Dylan Gabriel, the flashy rookie everyone's been talking about, is warming up with the second team. Veterans are going through their routine. Everything seems normal. Then something unprecedented happens. During one of the Browns' move-the-ball periods, the kind of drill where reps matter and coaches watch every snap like a hawk, Shedeur Sanders takes the field ahead of Dylan Gabriel. This wasn't a clerical mistake. This wasn't Coach Kevin Stefanski being nice to the 5th-round pick. This was a statement. And here's the part that sent shockwaves through the facility. Shedeur didn't just participate, he dominated. We're talking about crisp throws, perfect timing, and the kind of command presence that usually takes years to develop. One assistant coach was overheard saying, "Where the hell did this come from?" The whispers started immediately. Players on the sideline began pointing. Coaches started huddling together, having those intense conversations that happen when something unexpected unfolds. Even the equipment managers stopped what they were doing to watch. But here's what really got everyone's attention. The offense looked different with Shedeur under center. Not just good, different. More fluid. More confident. Like they'd been running plays together for months, not minutes. Now the whispers have turned into roars. Coaches are praising his decision-making in team meetings. Teammates are following his lead in the huddle. And NFL insiders are suddenly asking the question that's keeping other teams' front offices up at night. Did the Browns just stumble upon the biggest bargain in the entire 2025 draft? One veteran player, who asked to remain anonymous, put it perfectly. We all knew he had talent, but this is different. This is special. And trust me, this is just the beginning. What happened next in practice will make you understand why some analysts are already calling this the steal of the century. Because when you see how he handled the pressure, how he commanded respect from all pro players, and how he made throws that left coaches speechless, you'll realize we might be witnessing the birth of a superstar. Here's where the story gets even more incredible. While everyone was focused on the drama of minicamp, they missed the most important part, the numbers that prove Shedeur Sanders isn't just lucky, he's legitimately elite. Let me paint you a picture of what this young man accomplished in college, because when you see these stats, you'll understand why NFL coaches are losing their minds. Over his college career, Shedeur posted a completion rate north of 71%. Now, that might not sound earth-shattering until you realize that most NFL veterans would kill for that kind of accuracy. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Last season alone, he completed 74% of his passes. But wait, it gets better. He did this while being sacked an unbelievable 42 times. Let that sink in for a moment. 42 sacks. That's more than most quarterbacks face in 2 seasons combined. Most college quarterbacks would crumble under that kind of pressure. Their completion percentage would plummet. Their confidence would shatter. Not Shedeur Sanders. He got better. That's not just resilience, that's production under fire. That's the kind of poise most rookies can't fake, and veterans spend years trying to develop. When defensive coordinators are sending everything they have at you, when your offensive line is struggling, when the pocket is collapsing around you every other play, maintaining 74% accuracy isn't just impressive, it's borderline superhuman. But here's what's really blowing minds in Cleveland. The stats only tell half the story. What's impressing the Browns staff isn't just the numbers, it's where the ball is going and how it's getting there. Deep dig routes with perfect timing. Outbreaking throws that hit receivers in stride. Progressions handled like a 10-year veteran. He's not checking it down to running backs or throwing safe passes to avoid interceptions. He's attacking defenses and connecting on throws that require elite arm talent and even better decision-making. Insiders close to the team say that during these reps, the offense looked smoother and more energized than it has in months. That kind of language doesn't get thrown around for rookies, especially not ones buried on the depth chart just weeks ago. And here's the kicker, it's not a one-off performance. Every single time Shedeur steps under center, there's a different energy on the field. It's crisp. It's decisive. It's the kind of presence that makes everyone around him better. One offensive coordinator, speaking on condition of anonymity, said something that should terrify the rest of the AFC North. In 20 years of coaching, I've never seen a rookie process information this quickly. He's seeing things that guys with 5 years of NFL experience miss. Now coaches are realizing this guy might actually be the real deal, not just another rookie trying to survive, but a franchise-changing talent who fell to the 5th round because nobody was paying attention to the right things. If you think this is just media hype, think again. What's happening behind closed doors in Cleveland is even more dramatic than what we're seeing in public. One Browns assistant coach didn't hold back when talking about Shedeur. In a moment of complete honesty that rarely happens in the NFL, he said, "In my 15 years of coaching, I've never seen anything like this." Let that sink in. 15 years. That's not just praise, that's awe. That's a seasoned professional admitting that everything he thought he knew about evaluating quarterbacks just got turned upside down. But here's what's really incredible. This coach has worked with Pro Bowl quarterbacks. He's developed first-round picks. He's seen the best college prospects transition to the NFL. And he's saying Shedeur Sanders is unlike anything he's ever witnessed. What's blowing them away? It's not just the arm talent, though he has plenty. It's not just the accuracy, though that's elite. It's the speed of his decisions. It's the trust he has with his own eyes. It's the way he anticipates the window opening and lets it rip with complete confidence. These aren't the kinds of traits that typically develop overnight. Most rookies spend their first year learning to read NFL defenses. They struggle with the speed of the game. They make mental mistakes that cost drives and games. And yet here's Shedeur Sanders, running plays with the rhythm and confidence of a 5-year starter. In walkthroughs, teammates watch him make checks at the line of scrimmage like he's been in this system for years. In red zone drills, he's already building chemistry with tight ends and slot receivers that some veterans haven't developed after entire seasons together. One coach was reportedly so impressed he told another assistant, "This kid processes information like he's been in this offense for years, not weeks." That's the kind of statement that changes draft boards and reshapes depth charts. And then there's his demeanor under pressure. When the heat is on, when coaches are screaming instructions, when the defense is bringing exotic blitzes, Shedeur doesn't flinch. He doesn't panic. He doesn't make the rookie mistakes that derail careers. He stays calm, processes the information, and delivers strikes. That's earning him major respect, not just from the coaching staff, but from veterans who don't hand out compliments unless they mean it. Players who've been in the league for a decade are watching this fifth-round rookie and shaking their heads in disbelief. It's becoming obvious this isn't just a feel-good rookie camp story. This isn't about a young player having a few good practices. Shedeur Sanders is doing things that even the most optimistic coaches didn't expect. And now they're seriously rethinking everything: their depth chart, their game plans, their expectations for the season. Because when a fifth-round pick starts making your veteran coaches question what they thought they knew about quarterback evaluation, you might just have found your franchise player. Here's something you can't teach, can't coach, and can't fake: the champion's mindset. And that's where Shedeur Sanders might be ahead of every other rookie in the league right now. Let me tell you a story that perfectly captures who this young man really is. During OTAs and minicamps, when he wasn't getting the reps, when other rookies might have sulked or complained or played the victim card, Shedeur Sanders did something completely different. He never sulked. He never threw shade. He never played the victim. Instead, he leaned into the grind with an intensity that left coaches speechless. In his own words, "You've got to understand the situation you're in. Whether you're getting reps or not, you can take it negatively, or you can use it to push yourself harder." That's the kind of mindset that separates guys who make the roster from guys who run it. But here's what makes this even more incredible. While other rookies spent time complaining about their spot on the depth chart, while they were flashing for cameras and chasing social media clout, Shedeur stayed locked in on what actually matters. He studied film like his life depended on it. We're talking about 12-hour days breaking down defensive schemes, learning every nuance of the playbook, understanding not just his responsibilities but everyone else's too. He sharpened his footwork with the same intensity as a starter preparing for the playoffs. He soaked up every piece of feedback from coaches, from veterans, from anyone who could help him improve. No ego. No attitude. Just pure hunger to get better. And when the reps finally came, he didn't just make good on them, he capitalized in a way that left everyone stunned. This is why coaches trust him. Because they know he's not chasing clout or trying to become famous. He's chasing greatness. He's not interested in being a social media star or getting endorsement deals. He wants to be the best quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't get rattled when he's sidelined. Instead of pouting or demanding more opportunities, he prepares like he's the starter even when he's third string. That's rare in today's NFL, where instant gratification and immediate success are expected. That's exactly why he's now surging to the front of the pack. When opportunity knocked, he was ready. Not just physically ready, but mentally prepared in a way that most rookies never achieve. Even Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most seasoned and skeptical Browns insiders, recently admitted that Shedeur's rise is real. She's not calling it hype anymore, she's calling it earned. And when the media flips like that, when veteran reporters who've seen everything start believing, the locker room follows. The Shedeur wave is building, and it's getting loud. But more importantly, it's built on a foundation that can't be shaken, the unbreakable mindset of a true champion. Here's where the story takes its most dramatic turn. Just a few weeks ago, Dylan Gabriel was penciled in as the future of the Browns. He was the shiny new toy, the athletic, mobile, dual-threat quarterback who had just finished lighting up college defenses with his legs and his arm. Coaches praised his potential. Analysts talked up his upside. And many assumed he'd be the clear front-runner behind Flacco and Pickett, the obvious choice to develop into Cleveland's franchise quarterback. But football doesn't care about hype. It cares about results. And Shedeur Sanders is now flipping the narrative entirely in the most spectacular fashion imaginable. In one of the most telling moments of the entire camp, Shedeur was sent out ahead of Gabriel during a live drive simulation. Not in warm-ups. Not in film review. In the part of practice where performance counts, where coaches evaluate who can actually run the offense when it matters. It was the first real signal that the coaching staff sees a new pecking order forming, one where Shedeur's command of the huddle is just too strong to ignore, too impressive to keep on the sideline. The difference between the two quarterbacks isn't just performance, it's consistency. Gabriel shows flashes of brilliance, moments where his athleticism and arm talent shine through. Shedeur shows control. Gabriel can make the spectacular play that gets everyone excited. Shedeur runs the system like he designed it himself. Here's what coaches are noticing. When Gabriel is under center, you see potential. When Shedeur is under center, things don't just look good, they feel right. The timing is better. The communication is clearer. The entire offense operates with a precision that's rare for any quarterback, let alone a rookie. And even the toughest critics are adjusting their expectations. Mary Kay Cabot, who's covered more Browns training camps than almost anyone and has seen her share of quarterback competitions, has now pivoted from skepticism to belief. She's gone from questioning Shedeur's fit to openly discussing his rise as legitimate. The tide has turned in a way that nobody saw coming. Dylan Gabriel might still be talented, his college tape shows flashes of elite ability. But the buzz is all around Shedeur Sanders now, and in this league, momentum matters more than almost anything else. Players are starting to gravitate toward Shedeur in the huddle. Coaches are giving him more complex responsibilities. The media is asking different questions. Instead of can Shedeur compete, they're asking, how high is his ceiling? What makes this even more remarkable is how quickly the narrative shifted. We're talking about a complete reversal in just a matter of weeks. Gabriel went from presumptive future starter to fighting for his spot, while Shedeur went from afterthought to the most talked about player in camp. And if current trends continue, if Shedeur keeps stacking performances like this, Dylan Gabriel might find himself looking up at a fifth-round pick who nobody expected to make this kind of impact this quickly. Veteran leadership can make or break a young quarterback. In the NFL, respect isn't given, it's earned through performance, consistency, and the kind of intangible qualities that separate good players from great ones. And when respected veterans start speaking up, that's when things get real. Enter Cornelius Lucas, a battle-tested leader in the Browns locker room who didn't mince words when asked about the quarterback competition brewing in Cleveland. "There's a hell of a competition with everyone competing," he said, "but especially Shedeur. Read between the lines." That's not just casual observation from a veteran who's seen dozens of rookies come and go. That's a statement. A subtle but powerful endorsement from a guy who's been in NFL locker rooms long enough to know the difference between hype and substance. His message was clear. Shedeur isn't just holding his own against more experienced quarterbacks, he's standing out in a way that's impossible to ignore. What's impressed teammates the most isn't just the talent, though that's obvious to anyone watching. It's the demeanor. Shedeur doesn't carry himself like a fifth-round rookie who's grateful just to be in the building. He carries himself like a starter who belongs in every conversation about the team's future. He's vocal when the situation demands leadership. He's quiet when it's time to listen and learn. And he's always in perfect sync with the playbook, calling out protections and adjustments like he's been running this system for years instead of weeks. During mic-top moments in practice, veterans have been caught praising his poise, his reads, and even his sense of humor. "The guy just fits," one offensive lineman was overheard saying. "It's like he's been here forever." And Cornelius isn't the only one noticing. The receivers are developing chemistry with him at a rate that's frankly unprecedented for a rookie. Tight ends are calling him easy to read, saying his timing and ball placement make their job significantly easier. Even defensive players are acknowledging that Shedeur is tough to predict. When your own defense, guys who practice against you every day, start giving you that kind of respect, that's when you know something special is happening. One player even joked, "I'm expecting to have a hell of a rookie dinner bill for both of these guys, especially Shedeur." But behind the humor was genuine respect for a young quarterback who's earning his stripes the right way. Teammates are seeing where this is going. They're watching a fifth-round pick command the huddle like a veteran, make throws that leave them shaking their heads, and handle pressure situations with a calmness that's rare at any level. And if the locker room buys in, if veterans like Cornelius Lucas are publicly endorsing a rookie's rise, the coaches won't be far behind. Because in the NFL, player-to-player respect often matters more than coaching staff evaluations. This isn't just about talent anymore. It's about leadership, maturity, and the kind of presence that makes everyone around you better. And Shedeur Sanders is checking every single box. When the Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, some said it was a courtesy pick. Others whispered that he'd never rise past QB3, destined to spend his rookie year holding clipboards and learning from the sideline. But now the analysts are rewriting the scouting reports faster than they can publish them. The moment Shedeur started getting serious reps, the tone changed completely. We're not talking about gradual recognition or slow-building momentum. This was an immediate, dramatic shift in how professional evaluators view his potential. One journalist didn't hesitate to call him the steal of the draft, saying Cleveland might have found a gem in the 5th round without anyone realizing it. Another went even further. This kid could be the biggest bargain of the entire NFL season. But here's what makes this media attention different. It's not based on potential or projection. It's based on what they're seeing right now, in real time, during practices and scrimmages where performance can't be faked or manufactured. And it's not just beat writers riding the wave. Former NFL receiver James Jones, who played at the highest level and knows what it takes to succeed in this league, spoke up recently and laid it out plain. The best option for the Browns right now is Shedeur Sanders. That's not some throwaway line from a talking head looking for clicks. That's a former player with Super Bowl experience saying a 5th-round rookie should be starting in the NFL. That's a professional athlete putting his reputation on the line to endorse a young quarterback's readiness. Why are these analysts changing their tune so dramatically? Because the tape doesn't lie, and what they're seeing defies conventional wisdom about rookie development. Shedeur's progress in a matter of weeks has been staggering. He's running an NFL offense like a seasoned pro, not some wide-eyed rookie trying to figure out the playbook. The stats back it up. 74% completion rate last season, despite being sacked more than almost any other quarterback in college football. His accuracy didn't flinch under pressure. His decision-making actually improved when the stakes were highest. Those are the kinds of traits that translate directly to NFL success. James Jones summed it up perfectly. Put him in the game. Let's see what he's got. That kind of momentum is rare for any rookie, but especially for one who wasn't expected to compete for meaningful snaps in his first season. The media narrative has completely flipped. Instead of asking whether Shedeur can develop into a viable backup, they're asking whether he should be starting week 1. Instead of projecting his ceiling, they're marveling at his current floor. And when analysts start comparing a 5th-round pick to established starters, when former players are advocating for his immediate promotion, when the conversation shifts from maybe someday to why not now, you know something extraordinary is happening. Shedeur isn't just turning heads, he's turning the entire quarterback evaluation process upside down. If you want to know how a team really feels about a rookie quarterback, don't ask the coaches. Don't ask the front office executives or the beat writers. Ask the defense, especially the alpha dog who sets the tone for the entire locker room. In this case, that's superstar pass rusher Myles Garrett. And what Garrett's been saying about Shedeur Sanders should send chills down the spine of every other team in the AFC North. Myles didn't hold back in praising Shedeur Sanders. He's got a good head on his shoulders, always smiling, always ready to work. You love showing up to work with someone like that. That might sound casual to the casual observer, but it's anything but. Garrett is one of the most respected voices in the Browns locker room, a defensive player of the year candidate who's seen the best quarterbacks in the league up close. When he endorses someone, it matters. When he says a rookie is lifting the vibe of the entire team, you better believe the coaching staff is listening. What's striking is how quickly Shedeur has built this kind of rapport with the veterans. We're talking about a 5th-round pick who's been in the building for a matter of weeks, and he's already earned the respect of one of the NFL's premier defensive players. Whether it's in the weight room, film sessions, or locker room interactions, Shedeur isn't trying to impress anyone. He's not putting on an act or playing a character. He's just being himself, and that calm, confident presence is magnetic. Players like Garrett have seen rookies come in with the wrong energy. Too cocky, thinking they've already made it. Too shy, afraid to speak up when leadership is needed. Too flashy, more concerned with social media than studying film. Shedeur is none of those things. He's steady, grounded, mature beyond his years. And that's why veterans are lining up behind him in a way that's frankly unprecedented for a late-round pick. But here's what makes Garrett's endorsement even more significant. As a pass rusher, he's going against Shedeur in practice every day. He's seeing firsthand how the rookie handles pressure, how he processes information when elite athletes are trying to take his head off. And instead of talking about exploiting weaknesses or rookie mistakes, Garrett is praising his composure and work ethic. That tells you everything you need to know about how Shedeur is handling the transition to NFL-level competition. For a 5th-round pick to earn the respect of a team leader like Garrett within a matter of weeks, that's no accident. That's not luck or good timing. That's proof that Shedeur isn't just performing on the field. He's connecting with teammates in a way that builds the kind of chemistry championship teams are made of. And in the NFL, connection builds chemistry, chemistry builds trust, and trust wins games. When your best defensive player is publicly endorsing your rookie quarterback, you might just have found something special. Shedeur Sanders' promotion to first-team reps isn't just a feel-good story about a late-round pick making good. This is a seismic shift that should serve as a warning shot to the rest of the league. A 5th-round pick wasn't supposed to shake up the Browns' QB room this quickly. He wasn't supposed to leapfrog Dylan Gabriel, a highly touted prospect with all the physical tools. He wasn't supposed to have the locker room buzzing, coaches questioning their evaluations, and analysts rewriting their draft grades. But here we are. Everything about Shedeur's rise has felt earned. His stats in college? Legitimate elite production under the worst possible circumstances. His attitude in camp? Impeccable professionalism that's won over veterans and coaches alike. His command of the offense? Way ahead of schedule in a way that's left everyone scrambling to adjust their expectations. He's checked every box, and he's doing it in a crowded QB room where no one expected him to even sniff meaningful playing time, let alone compete for the starting job. With Deshaun Watson transitioning into more of a mentorship role, Kenny Pickett trying to reset his career, and Joe Flacco inching toward retirement, Shedeur Sanders is quietly, or maybe not so quietly, becoming the future of the franchise. Now the Browns have a choice to make. Do they ride the wave and let Shedeur lead, trusting what they're seeing in practice over what they expected on draft day? Or do they stick with experience over momentum, playing it safe instead of embracing the extraordinary? Whatever happens next, one thing is absolutely certain. Shedeur Sanders has arrived. And if he keeps stacking days like this, don't be surprised if he walks into Week 1 as the Browns' starting quarterback. What do you think? Has Shedeur done enough to take over the starting job, or is there another twist coming in Cleveland's QB saga? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your thoughts. This is the Huddle HQ. If this breakdown opened your eyes to what's really happening in Cleveland, smash that like button and subscribe for more insider analysis. I appreciate you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with more football updates that you won't find anywhere else.